Okay, this is a Sunday and it's relaxing and it's time to get Corey some more videos. I've got coffee. I just watched a video, a whole live stream, and it was from two old students, and I was wondering if they were going to mention my name, and they did. I was so happy because, sometimes, people just don't mention your name, it's like, I don't know. It's not an ego thing. I think it's a screen credit thing. It's like you like to get some screen credit. But they mentioned a bunch of stuff, and I thought it'd be fun to go over it and answer some of the questions also. And, as I do the drawings, because they said there's a couple of things. They were talking about Brandis, which is where I met them. And one of them, they were both became very good friends. And, time goes by and you move on, you get married, and stuff. You have kids and your life moves on. But I'm so proud to see them, and they're doing so well. And they have gray hair. I have gray hair. So I thought it'd be fun to go over, as we draw, some of the stuff they talked about, and also play with these pens that I found tucked away. So we're going to play with those. One of the things they mentioned, which was pretty funny, was they said, somebody wrote in the people that were in our area, and they said, and special guest Sheldon, Sheldon. This was a time when we were in a trailer in the back of the studio, and what happened, so I'm going to draw at the same time, so let me just go back. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get into the secrets, I'm going to get into the tricks, okay? Because they mentioned that art school is expensive, so we'll go over that. And that if you can find somebody who will actually teach you the tricks, you'll do really well. And I really want to teach you the tricks. Anyway, so we're in this trailer. So I'm going to draw first and we'll start going over it. We have this pose and he's kind of walking. We're going to stay with Muybridge for a while because it seems like people like it. I want to really push this pose. So I'm going to use these pens for my roughs and come back in with the black. So, but first I want a little disclaimer here. So what happened is during this time, we were in this trailer. Okay, so straight line, everything's off the straight line, you'll get action. So if you're going to get Sheldon here, where I'm going to be all over the place. So if you have a straight line and you keep things off the line, you're going to get action. Also, if you do the wave, you're going to get action. So that's the secret. So this guy's really strutting forward. Anyways, so we're going to wave this way. So I'm in this trailer, and the problem is that I was supposed to manage the trailer, and I was a screw off. I mean, I was always in trouble, but these guys were like way more than me, and I couldn't control them. I mean, first I had to control myself, which was difficult because I was trained by the old animators and they were just total goofballs, and so here, I'm old school animation, which is ridiculously silly and stupid, trying to manage a trailer with people that were equally, the new crazy generation, but they were out there. And then we had these two Korean guys that were really serious. So I had to make sure that they were okay because they were probably like wondering, what's going on, like what happened to the adults in the room. And then we had a writer in the front who was total goofball. And all he ever wanted was to see Shira naked. So I drew Shira naked for him multiple times. He just goes, I want to see what she looks like naked. I go, well, that's easy. I teach figure drawing. So finally I just gave up and said, forget it. See all these waves I'm putting in? That's the secret. That's the secret. Also, notice how I'm making this person silhouette. So if you color him in, you'll still know what's going on. Anyway, so I think that's probably why they said, and special guest star Sheldon, because we were all real silly, but I was forced to be serious, and I was always in trouble for what these guys were doing. Then there was this one guy sat in the back. I couldn't control this guy, and he pissed me off because he would, there's a certain limit. You still have to get your work done, and this guy just screwed off, and everybody was into it with him, and I was pissed off. So about a year or so later, many years later, I was, working in sales. I had to leave the industry because, I had a family, and, TV went overseas. And I'm in this restaurant, I'm wearing a suit, I've become very corporate. And I think that probably pissed people off too, because, all of a sudden I went from wearing Fat Albert t-shirt and, shorts and flip-flops to, a suit with a pager and very corporate. But hey, we have to make a living. And all of a sudden I'm in a restaurant and this food lands on my plate, and I look up and there he is. So the guy didn't even grow up enough to where he wouldn't throw food in a restaurant. I was like, I've had it, dude. They're just crazy. But it was so fun to see, these guys, they're now, teaching and on their own place. And it was really fun. So it was cool. So I thought we'd go over some of the stuff that they were talking about, and see if we could also answer some questions. So notice how, one of the things that they said is find yourself somebody who's willing to, teach you the secrets. And at our school, we teach the secrets. I'm sure at their school too, because they were trained at Brandis. And hey, I got to hang out with these guys every day. And, I was their teacher, but I was also their peer because I taught the beginning stuff. So, they moved on to the real advanced people, but I got a chance to really kind of get them started. One of them came to LA with cells. He was going to paint cells. And I'm like, you're not painting cells. You come in here, let's make you an animator. Today he's an animator, which feels really good. But, okay, here we go. So let's try to get those secrets. So the number one thing is this curve to this curve to this one. That is gesture. Okay, so is everybody listening? That's your secret. Now, can it be that simple? Yeah. What you're going to find when you finally get out, working, is that life's pretty simple. It's pretty basic. Think of the major thing that we try to practice in my home. Treat others as you would want to be treated. Ours goes even more. Treat people as they deserve to be treated. Treat everybody like they're the most important people in the world. Doesn't matter who they are. Doesn't matter the social economics. Everybody gets treated well. That's why I raise my kids, and they're all doing it. They're all doing great. But it's simple, isn't it? It's not complicated. So, if you basically take, like it's my birthday present here. Look at this book. It's gorgeous. Look at all of this stuff in here. Look at all these words. Look at all these images. What it's really broken down to? The wave. The cool. That's it. Look at how this waves. It's just, that's all it is. Renaissance drawing. The wave. That's it. But can it be that simple? Yeah. Now, if you want to be, the ego person, and which I've had too many students who like that, and they get mad at me when I say, no, it's just this, then that's fine. I don't want to be around you because you're too difficult. I can't deal with the egos. What is it? This. If you want to come in towards you, just do a cross contour like that. That's all. It's an arrow. Is that all there is? Pretty much. If you want it going back, go like that. It's an arrow. So this is going back, go like that. This is going back, go like that. See? Real simple. Okay, let's get down to the real important question that was asked. And this is a different one. What was their opinion on art school? Well, they went to Brandis. I mean, it was not expensive. And one of the things that this guy Mike said, and I knew Mike, again, I knew the first day he came to LA, he brought in a bag, I remember like yesterday, full of cells. I go, what are you doing? Come on, let's get you animating. Let's get you, being an industry person. And today he's a great animator. This guy, Wayne, I worshiped Wayne. I just worshiped. I was his teacher and then became good friends. But I would just worship this guy. He was older than I was. I was teaching at 20 years old. I started there when I was 19. I was teaching at 20. So, he was older than I was. And God, we had fun. We just hang out. And they're asking, do you need to go to art school? Do you need to get a degree? And they said no. They said no. So I'm going to answer let's get some markers from them. Now this is a water base, I think. And this is going to be, if you put alcohol over water, the water will come through, okay? I look at the price of these schools and I'm blown away. I don't get it. It's just how. Now, there's a lot involved, infrastructure, but, I'm retired now and it's wonderful. I mean, retirement is fantastic, but I'm only retired from teaching, at a university. I'm certainly not retired as an artist. I have a project that's going to start in about a week. It's just about there, and it's going to keep me busy. It's going to be hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours. That's one project. That's just one. I've got many others going. So certainly not retiring from art. I'll retire from art when they put me in the ground. But it's such a difficult thing to... So what they said was, they said no. Really, what you need is to your portfolio, and you need the secrets. So my school's not expensive. And you get the education. Sounds like their school's the same. They're doing a school too. A lot of people are doing these little schools, and in some ways, you're getting a better education at these little schools. Unless it's a Ringling, which is so superior. So at our school, we pretty much send the kids to Ringling because they're just great. But I'm looking at some of these other schools, I'm going, what? So I don't know. So that was one of the things they brought up. See how this is now moving? It's got more life than the photo, and that's the key. So let's go over some of the stuff that they were talking about because it was really all good, but let's get right to it. So the first thing, you want to loosen up a drawing, go with the wave. You want to keep the drawing moving within the composition, do the cool. If you want to stop the drawing, do the bitchin', put in a straight. That's pretty much it. Okay, let's keep going. I'm going to do a whole bunch. This was 14 minutes. I'm going to try to keep them around this time. So let's stop, do a new page, and move forward.